Hi guys, Lynette Zhang, Chief Market Analyst here at ITM Trading, a full-service physical precious metals brokerage house. So I'm going to do just a couple of quick little updates, and remember, all of these JPEGs will be available at that link below. So do you remember we spoke really briefly about last week about how they were fighting the fiduciary? In other words, brokers didn't have to do what was in your best interest first. Well, now they're fighting letting you know how much they're really charging you for it, which I think is really interesting. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. Just think it's more interesting. Also, just a little update from Bitcoin. The Chinese markets with the ability to withdraw Bitcoin, well, they've been halted. So you're not going to get away with that. All right, so I just wanted to kind of update you on those two things. But if you've been watching the markets at all, you know that all of the markets have been on this very long winning streak. And my goodness, the NASDAQ, longest winning streak since 1999. But what's happening in all of this is that the insiders are using this opportunity, and why shouldn't they, to take advantage of these stocks at all-time highs. So this is the current insider trading report from the Wall Street Journal, and you can see that the selling, which is in the center, is technology and then finance, etc. So a lot of huge selling. But what's also interesting about this particular report is, and this is in the same Wall Street Journal article, is look at how much the insiders, that's I think Microsoft, have been selling. And it says on the other one, you can leave that up there, that there was only 220.4 million in sales, but that tells a very different story. So I'm not really sure how those numbers coordinate, because that's almost 700 million just in the top Microsoft sale. Anyway, let's look at what that looks like. Okay. So this is from the NASDAQ. If you own an individual stock, you can go in there, look at the insiders. That bottom graph in particular, this one right here, shows the number of shares. And that rusty color bar, well, you can see they are selling an awful lot more than they are buying. And then if we go to the chart itself, can you see that chart, Eric? The one on the bottom? Okay, so you've got a decline in volume and the stock is making new highs. Of course they're selling. Why wouldn't they? Here's Apple, just staying on the technology again, because everybody owns Apple, or if you have a mutual fund, an ETF, you probably do. And my goodness, it looks like a very similar pattern on the stock chart. So you should be clear on the selling and what's happening in that market. And then let's look at finance. Let's look at banking for a minute, because they're having a boom time too. Of course, we're talking about deregulation. So why not? We saw how well that worked in the 90s. Here's the insider selling from Goldman Sachs. Okay. And there's the stock. Okay, now something should be pretty clear to you, that this doesn't make any sense. At least I hope it's clear to you. That a stock rising on even flatter declining volumes and the insider selling out, well, who's buying all of this stock? Well, I don't know, maybe pension funds, insurance companies, mutual funds, that kind of thing. So you need to be very, very wary. I always think you should do what the smartest guys in the room do for themselves. Who knows more about what their corporations are really doing than the insiders? They're taking advantage of this rally. If you're still in it, you might want to follow their lead. Up to you. But if I had anything in there, I certainly would. I don't. Okay, so now I want to talk about gold and a little bit about silver too. Okay, this is a very interesting chart that I came across that I want to share with you. And you can see right here, boom, where the stock market went up and the divergence in the gold and the silver spot market. Now this line represents both gold and silver. All right. Does that make any sense? Well, when you know who's manipulating the market, or maybe it's not manipulated. I'll leave that to your opinion. I think it is. But this is the full year buys of gold for 2016. And you can see that that too is increasing even as the spot market's declining. Okay, so that makes a whole lot of sense. So you wonder, well, how could that be? Well, look at this. This is on supply. And you see the part that I have boxed out right there? Okay, that is producers selling gold that they haven't produced yet. And you could see that that year over year is up 95%. Are they helping out the markets? I'm thinking so. But in the meantime, Germany finished repatriating its gold. They know something's going on. And now we come across this where the London Bullion banks are talking about, for the first time ever, providing data on how much gold is traded. But here's where it gets a little interesting. This part talks about they've never let you know how much gold is being traded. And down here, they're talking about how much is left in the bullion banks, in the vaults themselves, physical gold. I can't wait to see that report. My bet is this is probably going to look pretty similar to the COMEX exchange, where the most current data that I've seen is for every 1 ounce of gold available for delivery. So that would be what they would hold in the vault. There are 49 owners or something like that of each ounce of gold available for delivery. I'm telling you guys, it was very hard for me to choose exactly what to talk about today. The news is coming faster and faster. But one of the things that I do want to talk about, and I will on Friday, I don't think people really quite understand inflation. And, we're told that it's good, etc. So I'm going to talk about that in relation to bonds, in relation to stocks, in relation to you. On Friday, I may have to do it in a couple of sessions. But that's it for today. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and give us a call. 888-696-4653. 888-696-4653. Bye, you guys.